Welcome back. We are going to get some of the detail work done on this mega base today. Finally, we're going to get some details in these walls and they will start to fit with the area a bit better. But I think we do need to do a tiny bit of interior work to help us. And it is a mess. Inside, it looks nice outside, but it is a mess inside, and we really need to kind of know where we want the doors and windows to go on the outside. So in order to get the outside detailed, I think we need to do a little bit of interior work. I have been organizing my chests a tiny bit. I mean, they're still kind of all over the place, but they're actually like organized into different categories of what is in them. So we're definitely going to need to clear out like quite a lot of this dirt. This is the level of the entrance, so we're going to need there to be a floor on this level. So I think I'm just going to stick with stone for the bottom layer of the castle, and then we'll probably switch to having a wood floor further up. And there's obviously a lot of things like this that need to be fixed, but we will get to that when we actually come to do the inside properly. This is just very basic blocking out the floors to help us figure out where things need to go. Okay, and we've got a bit of a plan in for the front here. I wanted to keep it all quite open and like big open spaces. I don't want any like short rooms. I want the ceilings to be quite tall. So there's still like a lot of space in here, but now we can see exactly where we want our windows to go. So I think we definitely need a big window on this wall here. We need to find the middle. So here is the middle. We're going to have a huge window in this wall. You can kind of follow the pointed shape of the roof. Yeah, I think that would be a good shape for the window, good sort of size. That should look good once we get some details on the outside. And then maybe some windows on the sides here as well. We do have the roof a bit lower down on this side, so these can be maybe not quite as tall, but still quite tall. I like the kind of tall, thin window look. We want the windows to look good from the outside and from the inside. Yeah, I think that looks good. Maybe we lift them up like one block. Yeah, I think this room is going to look good with some big windows. It'll make it nice and light and airy. This is probably going to end up being like a dining room area. So this is nice to have a big window at the end here. Now, I'm not sure what to do for windows in the front here. I think we could probably just have a window in the middle here. I think that would look good. And then we probably won't have windows in the towers, or maybe we'll just have a couple of like little gap windows in the towers. I don't think I'm going to put anything in these towers. They'll just be kind of empty. Maybe a stairway up, maybe a ladder. Yeah, I think something like that will look good. Again, we're going to put a bunch of details on the outside, so this is just planning where the windows are actually going to go first. We definitely need some around the back here, I think, because this is quite a big open space here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like that placement for the windows. This is why we're planning, because I'm not sure I like those windows going there. It looks fine on the inside, but on the outside, I think it looks odd. Okay, I might actually leave these windows for now and put the details on the outside in and then see where they're going to fit. I think that will be an easier way to do those windows, so we'll just fill those back in. Sometimes it's easier to plan the windows before the details, and sometimes it's easier to do the details before planning the windows. And I think, yeah, I think this side we definitely needed to plan this, where this floor was going to go, to know where the windows would be. But I think this wall and this wall, we will definitely add windows, but I think details first are going to be way more helpful than windows first. Now, I think the planning on this side of the building is going to be slightly easier. It is slightly smaller and it's not as tall, so hopefully this side will be really easy to plan out. And we do need to plan a way to get up to this bridge as well from the inside in here somewhere. So I think this tower might have, maybe we'll have a staircase up to this level. So I think this area is going to be where we have like a ballroom, and we will have lots of windows all along these walls. But again, I think I need to get the details on the outside first to know where those are going to go. I'm just going to put a whole bunch in, so I think that'll be fine. And then we've got our staircase up over here so that we can get up to the other bridge. I think this fits okay here. And then on this side, this is going to be the library, and I don't want as many windows in the library, so I think we'll probably leave most of this quite dark. There'll be a few windows, but not many, because we want to have bookshelves everywhere. So we're starting with the deep slate layer, and I'm just going to use a different variation of deep slate to add some depth into these very flat walls. So we're just adding some pillars in here with the deep slate brick. And basalt is also a fairly similar colour to deep slate, so we're just going to add a little bit of texture in with some basalt. I think that looks good. Now we just need to do that all the way around the outside of all of these, all of the walls, all of the deep slate layers of all of the walls. I think we're going to add something, maybe some kind of colour in that transition there as well. So thinking maybe some lapis in that gap. This is starting to look so much better just with a few details added to these walls. Now I just need to do the same thing for the stone layers. I want to keep this a bit flatter because I kind of like the idea of the base being slightly wider, so it looks like it's supporting the higher up sections. We can start on this side. So we're just doing a similar thing to the deep slate, adding a bit of texture, the similar colours with the cobble and the stone brick, but just adding that slightly different texture. I'm also keeping the detailing of this build quite tidy, I guess. I really like how detailing and texturing looks when you add a bit of randomness to the texture, and I think that that looks really cool. But in this particular situation, I think that it looks better with this very uniform, kind of tidy texturing to it. So it's all like straight lines and not just sort of random blocks around, which is sort of the other method of texturing that is quite common. This building is going to be like well looked after and well used. There are people that are here all the time using this building. So I think it just makes sense to not have it be tidier texturing and more uniform texturing than kind of the more messy texturing style that I think also works well in a different situation. Now we have details in the stone parts as well, and I've put some windows in on this main building. Now that we know where this sort of detailing is going to go, I think that we can get some windows in up there, and we'll figure out kind of the details around the outsides of the window frames as well, and probably put some more windows in around in a few other places. But I think this is looking pretty good now. We've got lots more detail in here. It's looking like it's coming together quite well now. Sorry that this is a slightly shorter episode. This week has been super busy in real life, but I still wanted to get a video out, and I hope that you still enjoyed this episode. And I think we've still made some really good progress on the base with all of these wall details so far. And we only have a few more exterior things left to go before this exterior will be finished. So hopefully next episode we'll be able to finish off the exterior of the mega base. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Goodbye.